Hey guys, what's happening? RadioParker here, and today we are going to play a game called Hand of Fate. I just downloaded this game today. It's on PC and also Xbox One. I'm playing it on the Xbox One because that's what I play most stuff on. And it's a hard game to describe. It's most like one of the old text-based adventure games from back in the day. I'm talking like old school computers where all the game was literally text. There were no pictures, there was nothing. I had this game called Zill way back in the day that I would play like crazy, and it was just, you had to fight this wizard called Zill only by reading stuff. That was it. And this is intriguingly similar, which sounds boring, but it's cool. I swear to you, you just kind of have to watch. There's also some real-time action stuff where you actually do combat, and you will see that as it pops up. But that, I find that to be like a secondary part of this game. The main appeal of this, to me, is the out of action parts, if that makes any sense. You can do endless mode, which would be going on forever or until you die, which I might have locked. I might not be able to play that yet. And then story mode is what I have been playing, and it's different every time, but you can change certain things. Like each one of these is a different end boss. So the end boss that we are going to fight next is the Queen of Dust, and all of the bosses are either a Jack, King, or Queen of whatever suit. There are 4 suits, I think. Dust is bandits, so she's the Queen of Bandits, essentially. And then there are Skulls, which are skeletons, and I don't recall the other ones right now, but maybe we will run into them, and we will see. So, let's go ahead and get moving on this adventure. And like I said, this game is easier to understand if you're watching than for me to explain to you, which is why you're probably watching a video in the first place. So you can build the deck that you play with, but what I'm going to do is just go with the recommended equipment and encounter deck for this particular adventure. And it does it for me. Bam, awesome. I will probably show you the deck building thing in a later video, but basically, out of all the cards you have unlocked so far in the game, you can put them in this deck, and all that I'm saying won't really make sense until you watch some of what I do, which is why I just went ahead and went with the pre-constructed deck this time. So we are going to go ahead and get things moving against the Queen of Dust. We're looking for the Queen of Dust,
the first of my symbols.
So, in addition to the cards that we could have picked, but we just had it do for us, this guy, the dealer, throws in his own cards, which are usually bad. They are generally encounter cards that are going to do nasty things to us. There are weapon cards and armor cards and stuff like that. You start off with a rusty axe, or every time so far I have anyway.
Spice up the game.
And down in the left-hand corner,
there are now blessings.
Sorry, I'm going to listen to this guy for a second.
Choose your steps carefully.
Alright, basically he's talking trash. He's like, yo, be careful, my stuff's going to fuck you up. Okay, so down in the bottom left-hand corner, we've got our supplies and gold and stuff. So you've got food, gold, and health. Health is pretty self-explanatory. Gold, yeah, you use that to buy stuff, obviously, just like in anything else. And then food is like a throwback to like Gauntlet. You need food to move. So see how he's laid out these cards? That is basically the layout of the quote-unquote dungeon. It's a lot like those D&D board games that have dungeon tiles and stuff, which I have played, and they're very cool. So this is very similar to that. So I'm going to move to the first tile or card, and right out of the gate, we're going to go to an action sequence, which is pretty cool. This is a maze of traps, which is exactly what it says. A maze filled with traps. You've found a goblin treasure cave. Will you enter? Obviously, yes. Enter the cave. Anything that says treasure, I am down. I will enter, man. Give me that loot. is my motto. That's what'll be on my tombstone if this doesn't work out so well. Give me that loot. RadioParker attributed with that quote. So it puts all the stuff that I have on me at the beginning. All I had was an axe. So that's all I get. You don't really need the axe for the trap phase because I don't think there's anything you need to attack. But you've got your standard flame trap, spike trap, floor spike trap. Oop, and that one got me. Wall spike trap. There he goes. Dodge through that. This one is like shoots out. Yeah, it shoots out a spike. So your standard fantasy traps, which I like. I dig the old school. And that's a lot of what this game is about, which is what drew me to it. And, alright, this, I want to roll across this maybe? Yeah, that looked right. Indiana Jones style. And then we got a combination of this smusher trap and a roll across trap. Oh, am I going to make it? I did. So we got the treasure chest. Give me that loot, as I like to say. And give me that loot. I'll take it today, yo. I like how he's playing with his bracelet, the dealer guy. He is bored with me. Having survived the traps, you loot the chest. Aw, yeah. The dealer draws you 3 gain cards, which are good things. So we get 15 gold. Awesome. And 25 gold. Even better.
To give you a taste.
And he'll say some stuff like, hey, here's some gold. 30 gold. Bam! Look at that. It just keeps getting better and better. After opening the chest, the traps lay dormant, and you make your way back to safety. So they turned off the traps for me. That's nice of them. And we go on to our next room or encounter. And this one I've seen before. It is just a text-based one, which is cool. This is my favorite part of the game. Again, that might sound crazy to people who play all the modern games and stuff, but I love the text-based stuff. It says, one day, in a shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. Hello. I am Marith of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? Okay, so she's going to help me out. I can ask for longer life, which is going to increase my health. Ask for supplies, which is going to give me more food, and I've only got 8 food right now. Or I can ask for gold, which you use to buy stuff at shops. I'm doing okay with gold. I'm doing okay with health. I'm going to ask for supplies, which is food. And she says, this bread will sustain you for many days. And then the dealer gives me some food. 3 food?
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
I am grateful for that. And 5 food. So we got 16 total. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but every time you move to the next card, it consumes 1 food. And there are other things that will take your food and stuff like that. But the main thing is, every time I move, I'm going to lose a food. Watch, you'll see it minus it when I move here. And you gain 5 hit points for every food you consume.
Simply leaving.
Cool. Do we understand that? Kind of. I only kind of understand it. Alright, so our next card is Mr. Lionel, and he is a goblin in disguise. I dig your mustache and your brew, Mr. Lionel. And what does he say? Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes the seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention. You notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. I don't know, I think he did a pretty good job. That mustache is legit. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. He's crazy. My name's Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, derogatory much, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. So he created his own wand, and does it work? I don't know. Well, let's find out. He cackles uncontrollably for a few moments, then sits patiently, waiting for your answer. And I'm all like, give him the bread from my plates, which I will probably take away some of my food. Give him 20 gold, which I could probably spare. Ask him what he needs. I mean, he probably either needs one of these 2 things, or I could just ignore him. I like him. I think he's cool, so I'm going to give him 20 gold. See what he thinks about that. Occasionally losing his place and moving different coins around randomly, he attempts to count the gold you place in front of him. This carries on for a while before he quite calmly and deliberately swallows each of the coins one by one. He's so hungry. He says, "Now, let's see what I have for you," after he eats all that money. Oddly. Mr. Lionel taps his staff on the ground, and a shield materializes at your feet. Good, we need a shield. "There you go, old bean." He smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellow teeth. "Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I?" says Mr. Lionel. And we'll just take that
strong
shield.
Left arm is as important.
Shield is great
Strong right arm,
because
after all.
you need it to counter when you're in combat. Otherwise, you are unable to counter, and countering is pretty important. Then, before you can stop him with inhuman speed, he snatches a pickled onion off your plate, which is odd because he just ate all that money. And he sprints out the tavern door. Pickled onion sounds tasty. I'd kind of like to have a pickled onion. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one. Hitch a ride. So this is the end of this level of the dungeon.
Certainly.
And Hitch a Ride will take us to the next portion. You found a friendly trader willing to let you ride on his wagon. Thanks, yo. Appreciate it. So we'll hitch a ride. Not far out of town, you come under attack. That's not good. That has not happened to me before. Alright, so we're going to fight a total of 5 guys is what that means. And they are bandits because dust equals bandits. Why? I don't know, because bandits is dirty, yo. They some filthy mothers. Alright, so now I can show you that we have our shield, and I probably still have the crappy axe that I started with. Shield, yes. Axe, yes. And for some reason it puts that treasure box on top of you. I don't know what the deal is with that. We'll fight these guys. Oh, there's a trap there. I want to watch out for that. Hit that guy. And this is very much, the combat is very much like either the Batman Arkham games or Shadows of Mordor, whichever one of those you prefer to liken it to, because those are similar to each other. And it's where you can counter and roll out of the way, and I haven't been countering, I've just been rolling. I really should counter. There we go. So we'll counter that guy. And, of course, do regular attacks, and you can get hit, which is not the preferred way to do things. There's a combo counter down at the bottom there. I don't know what that does, but it probably makes you stronger the higher the combo. And we took a hit, but that's alright. The combat's a little clunkier. You might not get that from just watching, but it's a little clunkier than, say, the Batman games. Still cool, serviceable. Again, not the reason I like this game. It's cool, but not what I like about this game. So we draw a gain card. You are now free to continue your journey, and you get 1 blessing. The blessing is Helping Hand.
Blessings will remain always active and are never removed. Unless you die, of course. Then you're back where you began, as always.
And he's going to tell us that the blessing is yada yada yada. You will be fully healed the next time you are half dead. So that's cool. Next time we get down to half energy, we will be fully healed.
This game is still only beginning.
And we are, yeah, we should get moving because this is the...
New ability.
We haven't gotten very far, to be perfectly
go
honest, and this
yet.
video is already fairly lengthy. Alright, Traveling Healer. This is a new card to me. It looks like some kind of a shop. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Hey, that's me! Healers specialize in curing wounds and also have some skill at removing curses. So let's go to the shop. We've got some gold. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. Ah, you are going to soften me up with your words calling me wise. You don't know if I'm wise, traveling healer. I could be a complete idiot. So this kind of takes us back into the, I don't know, action-y world. But we're not going to fight anything. We just step up to the thing and take a look at what they got for sale. So they can heal my wounds, which my wounds aren't that bad. Remove curses. Don't think I have any curses. I can sell stuff, but the only thing I have is a shield. That's it. And that axe that I started with, but apparently you can't sell that because ain't nobody want a rusty axe. So we can buy some food in different denominations, 1, 3, or 5, and they cost different amounts. So let's buy the 5 because there isn't much else to spend our gold on at this point. And should we buy another 5? Sure. Let's do it. That leaves us with 14 gold, 23 food, and 95 out of 100 health. I'm okay with that. So we'll leave the shop. Adios, healer. Thanks much for the food. I appreciate the apples, yo. And we will move on to the next card. Not much of a choice on this particular map. It curves around, but you have to
Goblins.
go after these linearly.
Truly,
Not always the
I
case.
haven't seen their like in years.
Okay, so goblins. These are very similar to goblins that you would see in any other game where they steal your stuff, and, you know, like Diablo, the little loot guy with the bag, you gotta smash at him. One night, you awaken to find your belongings being rifled through by goblins. As soon as they notice you stirring, they run away with your shield. That's the only thing I have is a shield! And they're gonna take it. They've also stolen some of your food and gold. Not so nice. So there are 3 goblins, and I gotta beat the shit out of them to get my shield back. As you rise to your feet to retrieve your belongings, you realize that it's not only goblins stirring this forest. Uh-oh, so there's other stuff too. There are 2 skeletons as well. That's not great. So a lot of this is luck-based. I've gotten this goblins card before where it was just the goblins, and there were only 2 of them. This time, apparently, I was not so lucky, and I have to fight skeletons as well. So if I don't kill these goblins, they run off with my stuff. They'll go into portals, which is what they seem to do in every game for some reason. And we got to kill the skeletons too, so this might be tricky. Ooh, there's a trap there as well. So my main focus, I want my shield. This guy here has my shield. Give it to me, dude. Give me that shield. That is my one possession in all the world, and you are going to run off with it. Other than this crappy rusty axe, I don't care if you're on the ground. I'm just going to beat you while you're laying defenseless on the ground. We took a little damage there. Would have been nice to have a shield so I could have blocked it. Did I kill the goblin that had the shield? I'm not sure. Kind of lost track of him. Alright. Oh, that guy's not dead. Die! There's a trap in that bush. Interesting. And it got me. Oh, crap. No, don't leave. He was blowing a horn. That makes me think he's going to do something unpleasant. Like run away with my gold and food and stuff. That's right. Slide down that hill, you thieving bastard, and give me my stuff back. Alright, so we beat the goblins and the skeletons. With the goblin threat with the goblin threat dealt with, you continue on your way. Sweet, let's keep going. So we move on to the next one. Ka-chunk. The Twisted Canyon. I like the Twisted Canyon. This is very classic. This is going back to the old text adventure games that I was talking about earlier. This was one of the things you would see in them all the time. You see a weapon glinting in the sunlight lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of a canyon. That might be word for word what it said in the old text adventure game I used to play. Climb down and retrieve the weapon or leave it. Obviously, we want to climb down and retrieve it because we have a crappy thing. All right, so now this is where the RNG part comes in. We have a 3 out of 4 chance of something good happening. And we got it. Success! Very carefully, you make your way to the bottom of the canyon. You get that weapon, yo, off of the corpse, and what is it? Looks like he burned some cards first, which is interesting. He's playing casino rules. And we get Desperate Measures. This is a mace, and it is holy, so it will do extra damage against skeletons, which is great, because I seem to be running into them pretty frequently. Inflicts more damage the lower the health of the wielder is, so I took a little bit of damage. That will help. It is most certainly better than the rusty axe I have, so we will equip it and move on. This will take us to the next one because it's the only card left. The stairs. Little spindly dude running away up the stairs, down the stairs, whatever it is. Hard to tell there. Probably down. You have discovered the exit to the area. Take the stairs. Oh yeah, take the stairs. You embark on the next leg of your adventure. Away we go.
You are close on her
and
trail,
this one
and more
actually
than
gives
I
me
had imagined.
options on which way I want to
Perhaps
go,
you'll
which
play
has
beyond
not
this
been the
path,
case so
and
far.
we will see
This is
you
also
through
probably
next.
the last one. Devil's Choice we've got here. So what happens with Devil's Choice? A cloaked devil appears in your path. Bummer. I'm here to test your strength, so-called hero. Choose your foe. So I decide who I want to fight. Now, would there be any kind of advantage to fighting more guys? I don't know. I'm just going to pick the 2 skeletons, because I've got a weapon that is good against skeletons, and also 2 less than 4. So you would think that's going to be a little bit easier. But maybe the reward is different. I don't know. I haven't played enough to really know that. So we'll go back in here and it'll pile. We can skip this part where it piles our equipment on us, but I kind of like it. I like watching it where he grabs all this stuff, shield and hammer type thing. And again, I don't know why it puts the treasure chest on him, but whatever. There are different arenas you've probably noticed to fight in. We'll block that. Kick them. You can also stun them. I didn't really do it there, but if they're blocking you, you can kind of shield bash them. And you need a shield to do that. Which is good, because I have one. Alright, so we fought those guys. What do you say, devil? Excellent, the devil cries. You have passed my cunning test. How cunning of you to send 2 skeletons after me. Have some treasure. Perhaps next time our paths cross, I will kill you myself. Maybe, maybe not. So we get some food. We're doing all right on food. Didn't really need that. Equipment might be helpful. Armor, absolutely. I will take that. The Chains of Rage. Medium armor. And during combat, strikes sustained from bows and wands have a chance to restore your cooldowns. Cool. I don't have anything on cooldown right now. You can pick those up. I don't have one, but maybe we'll find something. Either way, it's better armor than what I had. 5 max health. Awesome. So we go up to 105 total. And do we want to go up or do we want to go over? Let's just go over. Bandit Attack.
Bandits, eh?
In the desert, it would seem.
One, and you've made an enemy of all.
A group of bandits suddenly attacks. The King of Dust isn't happy about you killing his men, so he's the leader of the bandits, the King of Dust. And we'll fight a couple of bandits. No worries. Should be pretty easy. 2 bandits, no problemo. Our health is looking spectacular. We're in some kind of desert tomb, maybe, is where we're fighting these guys. Now, my weapon is good against the undead. Is it as good against bandits? I don't know. I think bandits are just weaker in general. And you have the option of countering when they have that little green thing over them. Hit you in the nuts, dude. Bam! He is gonna hurt for a while. He crossed his legs because we nut-shotted him with a giant hammer. Alright, Bandit Attack. Among the bodies, you find a scrap of parchment with a rough description of you, plus an offer of a reward from the King of Dust. He wants me dead. We get something cool, 25 gold.
More gold for you.
More gold for me is right. And we'll keep on moving ahead. That seems alright. Ooh, treasure chest.
Treasure chest.
First time I've seen this one.
What more iconic emblem of
now,
success?
See at the bottom there, it's got that little token. That means that's how you unlock more cards in this game. So if I do whatever this encounter is correctly, quote unquote, then I will unlock cards at the end of the whole thing. So while exploring a dungeon, you see a treasure chest at the end of a hall. The chest may hold great wealth, but the chamber may be trapped. So do we want to approach the chest? Yeah, of course. Treasure. We love treasure. So success, half. Failure, half. 50-50. Which we're going to do? Let's do the tail end one. Success! The hall is silent as you move forward. You approach the treasure chest, and...
Again, a token is at stake.
So he's going to hold this up here. Ooh. That's the token we're playing for. The treasure chest looks battered, but still intact. What treasure might it hold? I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Attempt to pry it open? Of course. And again, we could fail, but we got a pretty decent chance of success.
A choice. Select your desire.
Should we try the last one again? Yeah. Success. Oh, yeah. After a mighty heave, the lock gives way, and the spoils are yours. Thank you very much. Dealer draws you 4 gain cards. That's a lot. And I got the token. So 40 gold, 25 gold, and 25 gold. So, by the way, the gold, the food, the health, more gold. All that stuff is not cumulative. Like, once this particular adventure is over, I go all the way back to 0. I lose all my equipment. I lose all my gold. Holy crap, is that a spider on the table? Oh my god, I've never seen that before, and that was creepy as hell. So anyway, once I find this boss and beat them, ideally I will beat them, I will then go back to square one, essentially, when I do the next adventure. Thank you, helpful priest, for trying to help out, but I was kind of hoping this would be the end of this adventure. We do get to play for another token, though, which you'll see at the end unlocks cards. You meet a wandering priest who greets you in a friendly manner. Hello, friend, I'm a priest. I got a bird flying over me for some reason. For a small share of your provisions, he will bless you in the name of the old gods. Give the priest half your food, or don't give the priest half your food. I got a decent amount of food. I'll give it to him. So this can either be a success or a huge success. So popular and successful. Huge success! I like it. He speaks in the language of the old religion for several minutes. I ain't understand a word, and then gently touches your forehead. It is done, he says. Draw 2 blessing cards. All right. Sounds like a decent success. I don't know about huge. All right. Self-righteous. On any hit, the player inflicts 2 more damage for each blessing they possess. That's good, because I think we already got a couple of blessings. And then Guardian Angel. After your first chance card pick, you may return the card and draw again after shuffling. That sounds all right. So we got a few of those. Cool. We'll move on. That's the end of him, I guess. Only one way we can move. And there she is, the Queen of Dust. This is the boss. This is it, man. The whole enchilada. The Desert Queen is more lethal in battle and harder to kill than a regular bandit. Makes sense? Her blades are sharp, and she is frequently protected by a powerful crossbow. Does that mean she has the crossbow, or somebody near her has a crossbow?
As you plunder
We'll find out, I guess, and we're playing for another one of these tokens. How come his token thing has a lid on it, but when he gives them to me, he just puts them in that little bowl? Like, does he not trust me that he has to cover up his token so I'm not reaching in there when he's not looking? I don't know what the deal is. Dude with a mask that wears a mask all the time doesn't trust me. How fucked up is that? So here we go, Queen of Dust. The final showdown. What you got, Queen of Dust? Dust is bandits, so she is a bandit, and we're gonna add 2 more bandits, it looks like. Hey there, lady. Oh, I see. She's got like a sentry gun crossbow happening there. So we're gonna go after her. Oh no. And see how that's red? That means you can't counter it. You have to roll away. Usually with these guys, it is a green thing that appears, and oops, and you can counter that. Oh, apparently she does both. Okay, and red I almost walked into. Gotta be careful there. Gotta roll away. Ah, I didn't quite make it. Alright, bam, bam. We kick that guy and we smash at her and roll out of the way because you cannot counter red. Bash her some more. Did I get her? I did. Do I have to also... must also have to kill the crossbow. No, you can't run, I don't think. So we will very slowly... I'll walk around behind it. I can't do that. Oh, you son of a bitch. Stupid crossbow. Kick it. Chop it. Bam. And hit it with my shield. And now I think we gotta walk back over to her. I guess I can roll. He walks so slowly. Alright, and we take her spirit, maybe? Which is a card. I had no helmet this whole time. You can get a helmet and gloves and rings, but I didn't find any of that stuff, which is kind of a bummer.
So often those who beat plowshare to sword.
So I beat her, and then we get this thing called the Goblet. It's a cup, obviously. It's a pimp chalice. And we're going to get our name put on it in rhinestones. I don't know how much that costs, but we're going to get that done. So that means from now on, I don't know if I have to activate this or if it's just in general, always from now on, this stuff happens. Stronger attack, stronger counterattacks, increased stun, better starting gear, which is great. Maybe I'll start with a shield or something. But then the bad guys also get stronger. Bandits are stronger, skeletons are stronger, and bandits can throw knives from now on. So that's going to be kind of a pain in the ass, and we will experience that in future videos. But right now, let's see what cards we unlocked. We'll get to these tokens that we've been earning and talking about throughout the video.
I was merciful, but now I cannot be.
He's gonna prattle on, blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
crafted each of these cards over the course of years.
I made the cards. It was so difficult.
Mere moments.
Blah, blah, blah. Are you done talking? Okay, cool. So, for plundering a locked treasure chest, I receive Fool's Gold, some kind of item. And for dealing with the helpful priest, I get the Healer's Ring and Charity cards. And because I beat the Bandit Queen, I get a bunch of stuff. Jack of Plague, which are rats. The Embertown Hero card. Devil's, I don't know what that says. Devil's something. Carnival. And Asleep in the Forest. That sounds lovely. And lastly, but not leastly, as a reward for defeating the Bandit Queen, I get Fleet Cuffs. Those are gloves. Armor of Cold sounds cool. And a huge hammer, which we will add to our cards. So the longer you play, the more cards are going to be in play, but they're still random. So every time you play, it's different. And there's that spider again. That really freaks me out. All right, so that is Hand of Fate. I will probably post some more Hand of Fate videos, most likely when I'm farther along, so that you can see some of the stuff that I had unlocked. So my next video, as I said, will probably be a little farther into the game. And then, of course, there is Endless Mode, which I would like very much to show you as well. When I get that unlocked, I will play a round of Endless Mode and post that up there too. But that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I'm RadioParker. I'll talk to you later.